Yeah, our work here is done. Now we let the actual authorities take it from here.
That sucks. The evidence is literally right there in front of everyone.
Well, that's the other thing too, is that like, it's just unregulated. They're doing things that if you were doing them in the actual stock market on a regular basis, yeah, you would be going to prison or face incredibly high fines. But it's cryptocurrency. It's the wild, wild west. The only time the government gets involved is once you turn the cryptocurrency into fiat currency, aka US dollars. Then the government wants to be like, all right, how much is our cut? Because you may have just made a big, big, big old profit.
This YouTuber made $12 million by secretly pumping and dumping crypto, and no one caught him until now. In public, he says irresponsible sellers should be hit by a bus. He's used his new wealth to buy a Rolls Royce. He's now flying private jets, and he's bragging about literally eating meals made of gold. Now, if you're wondering what—
Oh, is that the whole Salt Bay bullshit? Oh, thank you, Quiet185, for gifting the sub to Walking Eye Hank. Is that the Salt Bay bullshit thing where he comes out and he wraps like the steak in literal gold just so you can charge an extra like 3 or 4 grand for the meal? And there's this little like trademark like thing like this, and everyone's like, oh my god, an experience.
is paying for these luxuries and look online for answers. Currently, all you'll see is a rag to riches story about how this YouTuber went from being homeless to making millions of dollars because of sick pranks he uploaded to YouTube. However,
I used to watch you like 2 years ago, then I got sucked into the Vosh debate whirlpool, then dragged myself out of it by watching Hassan every day. Now I'm back to the left streamer who started it all. It's good to be back. Whoa, that's a long journey, the Lance to Lance pipeline.
Financial records show a different story, and no one would have found out about this had it not been for one individual who tipped me off.
My name is Lewis, and I have some interesting information about one of the promoters behind SafeMoon.
So to back up a second, I've been talking to a lot of people about my SafeMoon investigation, and at one point, I held an open room where anyone could come in and talk about their experiences, be it positive or negative.
What comes to mind when you say SafeMoon? I think scam, and I think pump and dump.
To me, I see it as a long-term hold. I've seen a lot of people get into it, kind of YOLO all their money in. Just bullshit.
If this is the first time you've ever heard about these kind of scams, by the way, everybody, just a quick primer. The cryptocurrency scams are becoming very popular because they're probably grossly underregulated right now, and YouTubers are basically coming out and they're going to advertise some kind of a coin. They may have been the ones who put the money into backing and making it, or they may have someone else who's coming in and then offering them a lot of money to become someone to pump it. And what they do is they tell their millions and millions of fans, hey, by the way, let's all get rich together. I've got a scheme, you see, a scheme in which we can get rich rather quickly. Don't read too much into that. Anyways, you all take your real money, you buy these worthless tokens, and then a whole bunch of us own these tokens, and then I'm going to keep using my celebrity to pump these tokens, and so while I'm doing that, your money is going to keep on going up because the value of the coin will just inexplicably continue to rise. Line go up. You know the meme. Anyways, go do that. Go forward, and then, yeah, hopefully no one will ever pull a rug from underneath your feet and then take all the money and run. Hopefully that never happens. Free Plan B. Thank you very much for gifting the sub to TwooB. Oh, there's a lot of B's going there. And there should be free Plan B, if I'm being totally honest. Everyone should have access to free Plan B.
And everything was going normally until the unexpected happened. This guy joined. He's a YouTuber named Sizan, and he's about to make a very serious accusation.
One of the promoters of SafeMoon was dumping SafeMoon while obviously saying, oh, I'm holding to the moon, guys. And while he was tweeting those things, was unloading literally millions of dollars with SafeMoon.
Wait a second, that could be criminal. What is this influencer's name?
Ben Phillips UK is his Twitter account.
Wait a second. Ben Phillips is a famous UK YouTuber. He runs a prank channel. He's got hundreds of thousands of—
Oh, the Schadenfreude just got so good. Hell yeah. I fucking hate prank bros. Fucking, oh, is there any greater pool of scum and villainy on the YouTube? I ask you, seriously, like every single time it's just like, hey, look, baby, this is a social experiment, okay? When I walked up behind you and grabbed your ass and then said I wanted to have sex with you and then screamed, that was a social experiment. This is not assault, baby. It's a prank. It's just a prank, all right? That's what we're doing here. I'm a prank bro. This is a prank. You're on the YouTubes. Pretty fun stuff, right? Yeah, okay. Please don't tell the police.
Followers on Twitter, and most importantly, he was involved with SafeMoon since March 25th, 2021 as part of their marketing team.
My name's Ben Phillips. If you haven't seen me, I'm actually a YouTuber. I think it's absolutely incredible, you know, what's going on with the community themselves, being just like picked up on my Twitter and being like, yeah, safe moon, let's go.
So this is the guy being accused of a pump and dump scheme. But how do we know if this is true? Well, if you look today at Ben Phillips' Twitter account for answers, you won't find much. Most of his statements.
Also, by the way, if you're also kind of, I don't know, new to the entire cryptocurrency scheme thing, one of the reasons I think channels like CoffeeZilla have popped off is because one of the downsides, I guess, from a scammer's perspective from the blockchain is the permanent public ledger that every single transaction makes. So you are anonymous in that if no one knows that you are the owner of a specific wallet, well then, yeah, I mean, technically you're anonymous at that time. But as soon as someone associates you with that wallet and say, this is the wallet owned by, say, Jake Paul in this instance, then every single transaction and scheme you've ever done is all public forever. That's the beauty of the blockchain. That's the leisure that we'll always have on the internet. And so people can see every single fucking scummy thing that you do.
Have been deleted, and that's for good reason. Because in one of them, Ben Phillips does what you should never do if you pump and dump crypto. He leaked his wallet. Quote, if anyone wants to buy me Starbucks today.
Here it is. And so if you've done that, you now we all know forever that this wallet address and everything that it does is owned and operated by Ben Phillips. So now every single thing that Ben Phillips does publicly with this address, sending or receiving, it's going to be on the internet forever. It's kind of like someone just has access to your entire bank account's history, but everyone does publicly around the world and forever. That's what it is. Like as if they had access to your bank account and every transaction you've done. So have fun.
This is my BNB address. Now, many of you have watched this show long enough to know what a huge admission this is and how this can be used to find out everything Ben was doing with SafeMoon. And the first thing we find is that he was definitely being paid for his role in promoting SafeMoon. The day he joins the team, the 25th of March, he starts getting paid in SafeMoon by the deployer wallet. He ends up getting paid several more times, a total of 5 trillion SafeMoon tokens for...
By the way, you know what else is also so dumb about all of this? Is that all you would have had to have done is make a second wallet, which you can do for free at any time, like within a minute. Like just right now, any one of you could make a Bitcoin wallet. Like that's all you would have had to do, and not use your primary wallet that you release publicly. That's it.
His services. But what was interesting was not when he got SafeMoon, but when he decided to sell it. We can check this using archived tweets from Ben Phillips' Twitter account, and we cross-reference that with the blockchain to see his financial activity at the same time. And here's what we found. A pattern of pumping and dumping SafeMoon, with, on the one hand...
I was reading on the subreddit scams today that apparently there's a new thing with a crypto scam where they offer recovery services that claim to be able to recover lost and stolen crypto just to fleece the already scam people for more money, often offered by the original scammer using a different handle. That's so greasy. Oh man, imagine like the only reason it's kind of funny is that if the victim is just like a fucking asshole crypto bro, it's like, oh goddamn, I lost like, you know, 12 mil on one of my Bored Apes, my account got hacked, fuck bro. It's like, oh no, we offer a service, we can get you that Bored Ape back. Do you want us to do that? Yeah bro. And it's like, oh no, I lost 2 Bored Apes, all my apes are gone bro. That was all my life savings.
Positive tweets about SafeMoon, while at the same time Ben Phillips would be dumping the coins for a large profit onto the same people who rushed in to buy based on his tweets. For example, Ben Phillips tweeted, "Holy shit, Doge new all-time high and now SafeMoon on its way to hitting new all-time high tonight? Who's glad they holding? Not financial advice." That very same...
Isn't it wild too, as soon as crypto started becoming basically a mainstream thing, you could see how many kind of scumbag YouTubers and content creators and Twitch streamers there were, because every single one of them started going on on Twitter and promoting specific coins and stuff. Like Keemstar was doing it. We've already gone through like, I don't know, 6 or 7 people through CoffeeZilla's reporting.
Today, Ben sold $44,000.
No, I haven't seen the
And these
coin
dumps
video.
escalate as we go further into April. On the 20th, he tweeted, "Diamond hands always win," and then tweeted again, "Fire sale." That same day, he sold 3 times for over $1 million. The next day, while tweeting about an all-time high, he said, "I feel bad for everyone who sold again." His next tweet, "I feel bad for everyone who sold." And then this, "Well, I'm holding." That same day, he sold 3 times again for over $500,000. These are clear pump and dumps. If he really thought there was a fire sale on SafeMoon, why sell $1 million of it? And why would you sell $500,000 of SafeMoon right after you say, well, I'm holding? The reason is obvious. He wanted the price to be as high as possible when he sold. And once Ben Phillips started making millions of dollars in such a short period of time, what does he do with that money? He starts spending it on stupid.
Have I ever been approached to sell these things? The only thing that approached me, the only website that approached me was an NFT website that already was selling NFTs of my thumbnails from YouTube videos. And they were like, hey, we're reaching out to tell you about this exciting offer we have. Would you like to sell NFTs of your videos, thumbnails, blah, blah, blah. Check out the ones that we've already put on the market for you, blah, blah, blah. And like, you can get a percentage of each sale. And I was like, what the fuck? And when I clicked on the website, you'll never believe this part. When you scroll down to their kind of like, what we do, what we're about section, the thumbnail that they chose to use as their example of how this system works is the Dan Olson videos one, The Problem with NFTs. I don't know if that was cheeky or they just don't care or they haven't seen it obviously and they just use that as the thing, but like that's the thumbnail that they're stealing in that little bot. I was like, that is so rich. That is so absolutely rich.
Luxury items and bragging about it on Instagram, of course. For example, on May 21st, a month after making millions from pump and dumps, Ben Phillips suddenly buys his dream car, a quote, top of the fleet Rolls Royce. A month later, Ben is chartering private jets.
Can't I DMCA them? Well, the thing is, they're not selling the videos themselves. They're selling the thumbnails, and it's also like, I don't know if it's really making that much money. If it is even making that much money, like, is it worth it for the amount of time it would take you to have to go through the process of being like, oh, these are actually my thumbnails? I also, like, I'm not really big on copyright striking. Okay, hi, Serfs. I saw that you have a Patreon and thought you might be interested in a way to make more money and give your patrons a fun way to support you. I made a website where you can create digital prints of videos that your fans can buy and collect. They're like NFTs, but you get paid in real money instead of the cryptocurrency. Check out this website. Is the website still working? It is. Oh, so this hasn't been taken down. Medici, a new way to support creators. Create beautiful digital keepsakes, buy instantly with a credit card, completely free for creators. Featured prints. So this part was the area that used to have the Dan Olson video, but I guess someone alerted them to that. It's a new kind of digital merch. And yeah, they're already selling the print of the Joe Rogan Gateway Experience into the Alt-Right by the Serfs for $10. And there's 99 prints remaining. Here, without revealing the thing, I'll show you the screenshot. Price, $10. Prints remaining, 99. So generous of them. Thank you. I can get it on the ground floor. How do I make a print of my video? Go to the connected accounts. How do I get paid? You can receive payouts to checking accounts via Stripe or PayPal account. Oh, cool. Is this an NFT thing? No. In fact, we started Medici because of the many, many problems with NFTs. Massive environmental impact, huge transaction and minting fees, profiting from stolen art, needing to buy, I mean, kind of still doing that, but anyways, and needing to get paid in cryptocurrency, speculative bubbles, pump and dump scams, this goes on. We realized that all these problems are completely avoidable by just ditching the blockchain altogether. At the end of the day, this legitimate of a digital collectible comes from the recognition of the original creator that the collectible is real and authentic, and we can show that even more robustly with Medici, and you can verify your YouTube and other accounts. DeviantArt coming soon. Cool. To create authentic collectibles need digital works without your permission.
To Scotland for a birthday.
It's Medici. My apologies.
Bite with his girlfriend of 3 years. He also can be seen bragging on Instagram about eating steak wrapped in 24-karat gold. Now, it should be noted, I'm not against people making money or promoting a product that they believe in, but this isn't that. Ben Phillips is profiting millions of dollars from publicly praising SafeMoon, saying he's holding SafeMoon, saying it's a good buy, while secretly selling it. He talked a lot during his pump and dump days about responsible versus irresponsible whales. He compares himself to a responsible one, someone who owns a lot of the token and isn't going to sell it suddenly. He contrasts this with irresponsible whales who sell suddenly. He says these people, they deserve the worst. In fact, on July 30th, 2021, when SafeMoon dipped, Ben said, "F***ing irresponsible whale. I hope you get hit by a bus." Now, lucky for Ben, his wish wouldn't come true because, of course, it turns out Ben was a irresponsible whale the exact month he was complaining about it. In fact, in the month of July, when he tweeted this, he was selling over $1 million of SafeMoon, lowering the price even further than it already was. But what are the final figures? How much did he make? Well, I enlisted some fellow researchers to tally the total amount. And according to our calculations, he sold $16 million worth of SafeMoon, and it looks like he profited roughly $12 million. Now,
What a scam.
will Ben get prosecuted for any of this? I don't know. Very few of these crypto cases get prosecuted, no matter how obvious it is. Just very few people pay a penalty. For example, a few months ago, Ice Poseidon admitted on tape to a massive scam, and nothing's happened to him yet. So
Yeah, he's actually, apparently he's still scamming. That's the Ice Poseidon thing. And it's like, do you not feel bad about just blatantly lying to your fans and taking their money? And just like, no, I made money. I like money.
can't say what the future is for Ben, other than I've done my best to report these actions to the proper authorities, and you're welcome to look through the transaction data yourself, linked below. Everyone is innocent until proven guilty in a court of law, and all of this is allegation and opinion until proven otherwise.
Wait, so that's it? It's over? He's not going to prison.
Yeah, our work here is done. Now we let the actual authorities take it from here.
That sucks. The evidence is literally right there in front of everyone.
Well, that's the other thing too, is that like, it's just unregulated. They're doing things that if you were doing them in the actual stock market on a regular basis, yeah, you would be going to prison or face incredibly high fines. But it's cryptocurrency. It's the wild, wild west. The only time the government gets involved is once you turn the cryptocurrency into fiat currency, aka US dollars. Then the government wants to be like, all right, how much is our cut? Because you may have just made a big, big, big old profit.
Well, I don't know what you want me to say. It's messed up.
It sure is. Hey, did you reach out to Ben about all of this? I'd like to hear from him.
I did, but he didn't respond. I think he's too busy making more money with sick pranks.
Oh, you lost all your life savings? Whoops, it's just a prank, bro.
Oh, thanks. I needed that. This stuff gets really depressing after a while.
Ah, don't mention it. In fact, I want to show you something. I think it'll make you feel better.
Sure. What is it?
Let me clock out and I'll show you.
High production value.
Whoa. I didn't even know this was up here. This is...
You can convert Bitcoin to gold in the Isle of Man? Really? I didn't know that. Wow. But then, how do you transport the gold? Because gold is very heavy, right? It's like, I've got billions of dollars for the bullion. Like, you're going to have to take that somewhere.
is beautiful.
Yep, this is the real Balmer's Peak. Gives you perspective. You know, they're not all bad.
What? You mean people?
You sit in your room all day and talk about scammers. But take a look around, Coffee. There are good people out there.
Yeah, this took an
Wait,
unexpected
so you're
turn.
saying I shouldn't worry about the scammers of the world?
No. I'm just saying, you can't lose sight of the bigger picture.
Look, I appreciate what you're trying to do here. You know, if you don't mind, I think I'm just gonna stay up here a while.
Stay as long as you like, but I gotta go back and serve the good people of this city some ice-cold drinks.
Well, that was fucked. The scams, I mean, the $12 million. That's a lot of money. Let's say a very large quantity of dollary dues. It's I think that's what the kids say, right? Dollary dues. That's the official lingo anyway. Do you enjoy the Serfs but prefer not to have to use your eyeballs? Many are saying this. Well, we've got the solution for you. It's the Serf Times in podcast form. Available on most major podcasting networks now. If you enjoy it, please consider leaving a good review and feedback because it really helps the show out, apparently, and it's free, just like the podcast.
To our gods, Xander Corvus and Peyton L. Just, we are prepared to conduct many a human sacrifices in your honor. To our monarch, Tom Spiker, we are but your humble yet incompetent jesters, trying in vain to bring some levity into your life. To our Lord Trevor R., we give you thanks for this meager plot of land for us to toil away our pathetic existence. To our brave knights, Carl Wauer, Tony, DM Rivera, Resident Scarecrow, Sir Nickus, Mayred, Cheryl Alvarez, Ruben Kelly, Brandon, Words Greenwood, Nate, Hagbird Celine, Matthew Scarborough, Stellar Vision, Ariane McCarthy, Daniel Sutton, Coulter Smith, Jenna Tal, Quiet 185, Anna Loves Riley, Omni, Riley and Anna, Poodlehawk, the Tim Caucus, Multimondi, Trevor Janis, Lemmy 101, Anthropophojak, Saren 42, Catherine, Ramon Acosta, Nkosin, Agent NDN, Violent Orchard, Political Puppy, Andreas Chiringuito, Zach Christensen, Todd Buckingham, and Todd Lajeunesse. We salute our mighty heroes off to conquest some bread in some far-off lands.